Hi everyone, it's Carla from the local library. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to our last how-to video. For our last video, we're going to talk a little bit more about HeritageQuest, just as our final video in the series. HeritageQuest Online is a digital resource that combines searchable images of U.S. federal genealogical census records with digitized books containing family and local histories from around the country. So the last couple videos, we talked about HeritageQuest, we talked about genealogy, so that's what we're doing today. We're just going to wrap it up. So there's all sorts of different things. We talked about the census records, we talked about obituaries a little bit. So right now, there's city directories, the U.S. Indian Census Rules, mortality schedules, agricultural and industrial schedules, the U.S. Freedmen's Bank Record. So we're going to go to city directories for right now. Again, you would fill this all out, right? With a first name, as much as you may know, a year. I don't know why it's not showing up. Location, event. If you know a family member, that's also helpful, whether it's a spouse or what have you. So, this database is a collection of directories for the U.S. cities and counties in various years. The database currently contains directories for all states except Alaska. Generally, a city directory will contain an alphabetical list of citizens, listing the names of the head of households, the addresses, and occupational information. Sometimes a wife's name will be listed in parentheses or italics following the husband's. Other helpful information might include death dates for individuals who have been listed in the previous year's directory, names of partners and firms, and forwarding addresses or post offices for people who have moved to another town. So that's pretty neat, right? Let's just see if we can pull up a record. Let's do Stephen. I just want any old records, so that's fine. So here's a city directory from 1995 in Fort Collins, Colorado. It looks like it's kind of like a yellow page, actually, or white pages. So that's pretty neat. You get all sorts of information. It's by last name. So even if maybe you spell the name a little bit wrong, hopefully it will be nearby. So there's that. All right, the next one, we're going to go to U.S. Indian Census Rules. So, the U.S. Indian Census Rules from 1885 to 1940. Information contained in this database includes name, gender, age, birth date, relationship to head of family, their marriage status, tribe name, agency, reservation name. Other information about an individual, such as degree of Indian blood as recorded in the later census years, may be available in the original record. Be sure to view the corresponding image in order to obtain all possible information about an individual. So there's a lot more information. It says, when browsing this large collection, it is important to note the following. Family groups are listed together and are sometimes listed alphabetically by the surname of the head of the family, but often there is no discernible order to the listing of families. Currently accepted spellings of tribal names have been used in the list below. In the census rolls themselves, obsolete spellings are often used, and the name of a tribe may be spelled several ways in different rolls. Sometimes even the name used for a tribe was changed from year to year. That's crazy and quite unfortunate. I don't want to make this video too long, but again, you could do a first name, middle name, last name, date, maybe if you know they're pilots or whatever occupation, you could put the keyword in here. Single, married, relation, head of household, so you may know. Gender, race, nationality, and the census date. So you could be as broad or as specific as possible. I would say if records, when you hit search and it doesn't come what you would think, you might need to change your thinking a little bit. But also, I would also just delete certain fields because, people spell things wrong, people type things wrong, people say their birthdays wrong, and it's just wild what has been recorded and what is actually true. The next thing we're going to talk about is mortality schedules. So let's see, it's from 1850 to 1885. That's a pretty short range, all things considered. Part of the U.S. federal census from 1850 to 1880 included a mortality schedule enumerating the individuals who had died in the previous year. Because each of the censuses from 1850 to 1880 began on June 1st, previous year refers to the 12 months preceding June 1st. This database contains an index of individuals enumerated in these mortality schedules. So that's pretty interesting. Looks like they did that for a while. This database also includes mortality schedules from 3 state censuses, Colorado, Florida, and Nebraska, conducted in 1885. So the questions asked is deceased name, sex, age, color, whether widowed, place of birth, month, occupation, disease or cause of death, number of days ill, parents' birthplaces, place where disease was contacted, and how long the deceased was a resident of the area. So that's pretty weird. That's pretty wild. Yeah, there's a lot more information here. While deaths are underreported, the mortality schedules remain an invaluable source of information. It sure does seem it. It was useful for tracing and documenting genetic symptoms and diseases, verifying and documenting African American, Chinese, and Native American ancestry, although African Americans are often included, especially if they were slaves. So that's pretty interesting. The next thing is agricultural and industrial schedules. Selected federal census non-population schedules. Let's see. Non-population schedules contained in this database includes agricultural, industry, manufacturers, social statistics, and supplemental schedules. Agricultural schedules are useful for both historians and family historians, providing an overall view of the agricultural state of the nation. They recorded statistics on farms, plantations, and market gardens. The industry schedules are useful for illustrating the industrial and technological development of the country. Social statistics schedules compiled from 1850 to 1880 contain 3 items of specific interest for genealogists. The schedules list cemetery facilities within city boundaries. The schedules also list trade societies, lodges, clubs, and other groups. That's pretty interesting, actually. So again, name, last name, anything you know, the location, any event, a keyword, and a schedule type. So agricultural, industry, or manufacturing. The last thing we're going to quickly go over is the U.S. Freedmen's Bank record. If it'll load. There we go. I'm always afraid it's never going to load. So let's see. About U.S. Freedmen's Bank records, 1865 to 1874. Again, that's kind of a small range, but it must be very useful to quite a few families. The database is an index to Freedmen's Savings and Trust Company registers of signatures of depositors. Some information to be found in this index includes name of depositor, date of application / deposit, name of employer, name of a plantation, complexion, that's weird, name of father and or mother, whether married, all sorts of different things. It's a great source for genealogists researching their African American heritage because of the amount of personal information recorded for each individual in it. That's crazy. There's a lot more information here too about what's going on. It's crazy. I don't think that would ever fly today. All right, guys. So that's all I have for you today. So check out HeritageQuest if you're super interested in genealogy. Like I said, this is the last how-to video. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are staying safe. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.